You will never see a magnet chasing after metal. It simply attracts it. The difference between those who live in scarcity and those who manifest wealth lies in how they manage their own energy. Electricity pushes, creates resistance, forces movement. Magnetism, on the other hand, attracts, connects, and aligns. Your body, as with everything in the universe, has an electromagnetic field. And Jacobo Grinberg revealed that this field not only interacts with the world, but actively shapes it. If you feel the need to fight for money, to chase opportunities, you are operating on the logic of electricity, effort, and friction. But those who truly understand the laws of abundance know that money isn't something you chase. It is something you attract. The problem was never the lack of resources. The problem has always been your vibrational field. Until you grasp this truth, you will remain trapped in the illusion of scarcity. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." What he understood, and what many spiritual traditions have always taught, is that everything in the cosmos is governed by electromagnetism. And this applies not only in a technical sense, but also in a spiritual one. Your body, mind, and emotions create an electromagnetic field around you, interacting with reality just as a magnet attracts metal, or as the Earth keeps the moon in its orbit. The Earth doesn't chase the moon. It simply exudes a gravitational field that keeps it close. Similarly, you don't have to chase money, opportunities, or success. Everything you attract is a reflection of the energy you emit. Just as a magnet does not attract wood because it isn't tuned to the same frequency, a person vibrating in scarcity cannot attract wealth because they are sending out a force that contradicts abundance. Money is not an energy that responds to desperation or need, but to creativity and knowledge. All truly wealthy people have understood this. None of them got rich by directly pursuing money. They became sources of something the world values. The frequency of abundance aligns with the ability to create, innovate, and add value. Those who have amassed great wealth did so not by obsessively chasing money, but by becoming individuals whose energetic field naturally generates wealth. In spiritual terms, creative energy is directly connected to the vibration of abundance. Creating something new is channeling the divine flow, bringing something from the invisible into the visible. That is the energy that attracts prosperity. It is in tune with the very essence of the universe, an infinite field of possibilities. The problem is that most people try to force reality, using electrical effort rather than spiritual magnetism. They believe that they will only have money if they work themselves to exhaustion, that constant sacrifice is necessary to be recognized. But wealth does not respond to struggle. It responds to alignment. You don't attract what you desire. You attract who you are. Jacobo Grinberg studied the connection between consciousness and reality. He realized that the world around us is a hologram molded by perception. If your mind is trapped in scarcity, your electromagnetic field supports that vibration. But if you change your frequency, everything around you will inevitably begin to reorganize. Money was never the problem. The problem has always been the frequency you are emitting. Jacobo Grinberg dedicated his life to exploring the nature of consciousness and how it shapes reality. In his studies, he discovered that our perception not only interprets the world, but literally constructs it. What we think, feel, and believe projects outward, structuring the experiences we live. This means that someone who vibrates with financial instability will inevitably attract that same instability. Those who feel fear about the future, doubt their abilities, or harbor guilt about money only reinforce these patterns in their own lives. But is that good or bad? The truth is that it is neither good nor bad. It simply is. The universe doesn't judge. It only responds to the vibration you emit. There are people who live in chaotic emotional states, yet still manage to lead relatively stable lives. Others, even when doing everything right, cannot maintain financial stability. The issue is not moral, but energetic. If you feel that your financial life is always out of control, if money seems to slip through your fingers, or if abundance never arrives, perhaps it's because your vibration is off. Your energetic field is asking for something greater, and the only way to achieve that is by adjusting the frequency at which you operate. There is a great misconception about manifestation that few realize. Not everything you attract is meant to stay. There are two primary forms of manifestation. One rapid, impulsive, tied to lower energies, and another slow, stable, connected to higher energies. Lower energies can bring you what you want almost instantly. They vibrate with immediate pleasure, impulse, greed, and anxiety. You might manifest money quickly by gambling, stealing, manipulating, or even through a stroke of luck like winning the lottery. The problem? These manifestations are volatile. Pleasure comes with instability. Most people who suddenly acquire a great sum of money lose it all within a few years. If your vibrational field isn't ready to sustain it, the money won't stick around. If it arrives in a way that is misaligned with your inner structure, it will leave just as it came, taking other areas of your life down with it. Now, higher energies work differently. They operate more slowly, but create wealth in a solid and lasting manner. This is the energy of added value, of consistent growth. What you were taught about work and reward is partially true. Yes, building something grand takes time, but the mistake lies in postponing abundance to a distant future, like a rat endlessly chasing a piece of cheese on a never-ending wheel. They made you believe that you must sacrifice your entire life only to reap the rewards at the very end. But what if the truth is different? What if true manifestation isn't about chasing something, but about becoming something? Lower energies say, grab it quickly, enjoy the pleasure, but don't worry about keeping it. Higher energies say, build something that lasts, something that becomes a part of who you are, and the rest will naturally follow. The choice is yours. To better understand these two forms of manifestation, imagine someone who is extremely talented in one aspect of life, but completely flawed in every other. That is the energy of the lower vibration. Think of a brilliant athlete who destroys his career with bad habits, or a billionaire businessman who loses his family because he doesn't know how to maintain a relationship. Or, the classic example, The Godfather. Michael Corleone achieved everything he wanted: power, money, respect. But in the end, he lost everything that truly mattered: family, peace, purpose. His manifestation was fast, aggressive, charged with electrical force, but devoid of spiritual magnetism. He built his empire with lower energy and paid the price. Now consider the higher energy, a balanced construction. People who are not only rich, but also respected, admired, and whole. In the long run, this is always the best choice, because wealth without internal structure is a prison disguised as freedom. When you focus solely on money, without aligning your being with abundance, you become superficial and empty. That is why so many rich people live unhappy lives, feeling an emptiness they can never fill. The secret isn't to chase money. The secret is to become someone who naturally attracts wealth. Do you only want money, or do you want to be someone admired, respected, and fulfilled? Because when you are internally complete, money is no longer a problem. It becomes merely a consequence of who you already are. There will come a time at the end of your life when you look back and feel that something was missing. It might be a subtle sensation, as if you had lived without truly living. It could be an unbearable void, a deep regret for all the opportunities ignored, for all the dreams postponed, for every time you said later and later never came. The worst thing that can happen is not poverty or failure, but the late realization that your very existence was wasted. Seneca once said, "We have plenty of time, but we waste so much of it." Have you ever stopped to think about that? The problem was never a lack of time, it was how you chose to spend it. The difference between someone who builds something great and someone who dies full of regret is not the number of years they had, but what they did with them. Jacobo Grinberg noted that time is our most valuable asset because it allows us to experience the irretrievable. You can lose money and earn it back, lose possessions and reclaim them, but the time that has passed will never return. And yet most people act as if they have an eternity ahead of them. We ignore the most important aspects of life and focus on what holds no real value. We chase empty distractions, waste our hours on things that add nothing, and before we know it, the years are gone. Time passes while you're stuck in excuses and routines that lead nowhere. You say you don't have time to do what you want, that you can't change, that you can't follow your dreams. Then listen up. Life is yours, and no one is going to live it for you. If you do not decide what is a priority, the world will decide for you and keep you trapped in a cycle where you are nothing more than a spectator of your own existence. Managing your life isn't a luxury, it's an obligation. And if you don't do it, no one will do it for you. Because no one wants to see you succeed. No one wants you to reach your dreams, to break free from the system's control. Only you can want that. Only you can decide that now is the time to act. Live your life. You only live once. You've heard that before, right? It always comes from someone trying to drag you to a party, a fleeting pleasure, or an escape disguised as fun. But stop and think. Is this really life? Getting drunk on weekends, spending money you don't have, seeking approval in places that add nothing. Does that truly bring happiness, or does it merely fill a temporary void, leaving everything even worse afterward? If there is one piece of advice you need to follow urgently, it is this. Distance yourself from those who think like that. Such people will take you nowhere. True happiness is never found in carnal pleasures, because anything immediate and purposeless quickly fades away. The only thing that truly fills the soul is becoming good, to become the best version of yourself. Now try this exercise. Close your eyes and imagine the person you want to be, not what you want to have, but who you want to be. How does this person act? How do they dress? How do they walk? How do they think? Notice the confidence, calm, and ease of this version of you. There is no anxiety, no fear, no despair about the future. In that moment, you are free. Embrace that freedom. Now ask yourself, does someone who lives merely to survive feel that kind of satisfaction? Does someone who is constantly fleeing their own reality feel that peace? No, because the external influences the internal, and the internal shapes the external. If you are here, absorbing this content, it is because you are already seeking to evolve. You've realized that life can't be reduced to chasing after empty pleasures. You want more, and that is the key to changing everything. Your current reality reflects your inner state. If you feel trapped, stagnant, or lost, your external life will mirror that. Failed relationships, debt, a lack of purpose, it's a vicious cycle. A limited mind creates a limited reality, which in turn reinforces that limitation. But the opposite is also true. A growing mind generates a growing reality. If you begin to act differently, if you start thinking like your best version, your external reality will be forced to reorganize itself to align with this new frequency. So strive to improve every day. Read books. Invest in yourself. Take care of your image, your style, and the way you present yourself to the world. You don't have to be perfect overnight, but you must break free from the cycle of complacency. If you improve just 1% every day, in only 4 months your life will have noticeably changed. Now imagine doing that for years. Life isn't about having, it's about being. Once you understand that, you enter the flow of money. The external world aligns with the internal. You no longer have to chase after it. What is yours will simply come. If you do not value yourself, the world won't either. How you see yourself determines the type of client, partner, friend, and opportunity you attract. If you live with a scarcity mindset, believing you must always charge less, accept anything, and submit to any condition, that is exactly what you will get. But if you understand your worth and position your energy correctly, the right opportunities will start to appear. Consider the example of two hairdressers in the USA. One charges $20 per haircut, is always busy, has a full appointment book, and attracts clients only because he's inexpensive. This professional spends his day hustling, dealing with people who don't want to pay well, who complain, who try to haggle over the price. He cuts 10 haircuts a day, making at most $200 daily. Now think of another hairdresser who charges $80 per haircut, but only serves 3 clients a day. He has a pleasant environment, high-level service, and loyal clients who pay well and return because they value the service. At the end of the day, he makes $240, more than the other, while working less and dealing with a better clientele. Now look at their monthly revenue. Budget hairdresser, $200 per day, x 25 working days. $5,000 month premium hairdresser, $240 per day, x 25 working days. Now $6,000 month. The one who works less, charges more, and attracts better clients ends up earning more, with less stress, more freedom, and an energy aligned with abundance. Those who charge little will always have a schedule full of problems and will never grow. This principle applies to everything. You must add value. You must become someone who delivers quality, who makes a difference. Money always flows to where there is value. If you don't position yourself, you will never experience abundance. So the question is, what are you creating? What are you doing to add value to the world? Are you creating something new or merely surviving? How many plans have you postponed out of fear? If you don't take action now, you will never take any. Think of something you've always wanted to do, a project, a business, a new skill, anything that can add value. Now ask yourself, what is holding you back? Because the only thing that truly separates you from success is your own decision. Most people spend their entire lives worrying about crumbs. They save pennies, fight over insignificant discounts, waste time arguing over trivial amounts, thinking they are playing the game right. But while they do that, they remain exactly where they are. True wealth has never been about money. It's about the value you add to the world and your connection with something greater. If you spend your energy counting coins, worrying about material possessions, and trying to cling to what little you have, you are vibrating at the wrong frequency. Scarcity isn't about a lack of money. It's a state of mind. Money is a tool, not a goal. It cannot be the center of your life. If all you do is chase after it, it means you still haven't understood how it works. Money flows to those who add value. It flows to those who build, who expand, who generate impact. But it will never stay with those who live in a survival mindset. So stop focusing on what is transient. If you truly want to transform your life, there is only one path. Dedicate yourself to creating value in the world and expanding your inner self, just as Jesus Christ did. These are the only 2 ways to truly find something that fills your soul. Everything else is an illusion. If you feel lost, empty, or as if nothing makes sense, then stop looking for answers in money, possessions, or status. Those things won't save you. Ask yourself, what do I really want to leave in this world? What is my mission? What am I doing that truly matters? You could spend your entire life chasing after material things, trying to accumulate, trying to secure your comfort. But when it all ends, when you look back, what will have truly mattered? If you don't find that answer now, nothing you achieve will ever be enough. Now that you understand the difference between living in scarcity and operating in abundance, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Because knowledge without action is worthless. Many people understand these truths, but never put them into practice. They continue living on autopilot, expecting that change will somehow occur on its own. But nothing changes if you don't change. The first step is to act like the person you want to become. You have already done the exercise of visualizing that version of yourself. Now start making it a reality. Dress like that person, speak like that person, walk like that person. Ask yourself, what would this version of me do today? If the answer is read a book, take care of my body, or start that project, then do it. Energy comes from action. If you don't know where to begin, here's a simple guide. Define your identity. Who do you want to be? A leader, an entrepreneur, a creator, a mentor? Choose a path and align yourself with it. Enhance your mind. Read, study, and learn something new every day. Your financial level will never exceed your level of knowledge. Invest in your image. It's not about showing off, but about self-respect. Present yourself as someone who has already achieved success. The world will treat you accordingly. Create value. Money flows to those who offer something useful to the world. What can you create or offer that truly makes a difference? Break the cycle. If your life feels stagnant, do something you've never done before. Break the pattern, try new things, change your routine. If you apply these steps every day, in just 4 months your life will have changed noticeably. Now imagine doing that for years. The change is inevitable. You don't have to chase after money because it will come to you when you become someone who naturally attracts it. Now pause and think, what has brought you this far? Something within you already realizes that there is more to life than simply surviving. You're not here by accident. You've sensed that there is a void in the way most people live. You've realized that true happiness doesn't come from fleeting pleasures or the relentless pursuit of money. Many people go through life never waking up to this reality. They continue running on the same treadmill, working without purpose, living on autopilot. But not you. You've started to see beyond that. This means you are ready for something greater. Imagine yourself in the future, years from now. You have finally become the person you always wanted to be. You have control over your life, naturally attract prosperity, and are respected and admired. You wake up every day knowing you are on the right path, that your existence has a real purpose. Feel that sense of lightness, feel that confidence. Now return to the present. The only bridge between who you are today and who you want to become is the actions you take from now on. No one else can do this for you. Your destiny lies ahead, but only those with the courage to walk the path will reach it. Are you ready to take that step? You can leave here and continue living the same way, repeating the same patterns, complaining about the same things, and wondering why your life doesn't change. Or you can decide right now that this is the moment when everything begins to be different. Change doesn't happen overnight. It begins with a single step. What decision can you make today that puts you on the path to your ideal future? What can you do right now, not tomorrow, not next month, but right now, to move closer to the person you want to become? Let go of the scarcity mindset. Stop chasing money as if it were an unattainable ghost. Focus on being, not on having. Money, success, and opportunities will all come naturally when you become someone who vibrates at the right frequency. Now I want you to take action. Write a plan, start something new, implement a change. Do whatever it takes, but don't leave here without acting, because if you don't do it for yourself, no one else will. The choice is yours.